I've got a problem, and my problem is this game. I once knew of fresh air and the warm light from the sun, and now all I know is the cold glow of a barrier champion's shield. Destiny 2 is a game that I had never really played up until recently. I originally played the game when it first went free to play on Steam, and played about 20 hours at the time, and had an okay time. I didn't buy any DLC at the time. I had no idea even that much about the game, and I just found it to be boring after those 20 hours and stopped playing until recently when my friend decided, you know what, let's play Destiny. So we did, and we now have a group that plays it way too much. I went from that 20 hour in the game to a 350 hours in the game over the last month and a half. It's probably not that great for me. Destiny is not a game for the weak-willed. It requires a lot of dedication, whether that be time or money. In the first place, it takes about 150, at least in that ballpark, dollars to get all of the DLC, which is highly recommended and really makes the game. Yes, you can play the game for free, and there's some content to be had there, but the game itself is really in all of the DLC. Right now, there are 5 DLCs in the game, with one on the way. Recently, they've removed about 4 or 5 of the DLCs from the past, and there are some things still in the game from those DLCs before, but the large majority of them are gone. And this does leave someone that doesn't know much about the game to not really understand the story because they didn't have the context of all the DLC that was removed, which is a lot of the reason why I feel like a lot of new players don't get into the game, on top of the fact that you have to spend so much money to make the game playable. It's mostly the fact that you have to watch a 2.5 hour long video to understand the lore behind the game. Destiny 2 is one of those games where the grind never ends. You always have something to do. You get on and there are probably about 50 things that you can find to do without even having to look. And that can be good for some people, but the people that can't really do grindy games will not be a big fan of this game. If you just play the game for PvP, it's not going to be as good of an experience without having the weapons that you had to grind for in PvE or in special events, stuff like that. Destiny 2 has many game modes, one of those being the Vanguard playlist, which is where fire teams of 3 go into a mission that has been pulled from one of the campaigns, and you go through and you kill all kinds of different smaller enemies to eventually fight a big enemy at the end of the level. It's very simple, probably is the most simple thing out of the entire game other than PvP, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, Gambit, on the other hand, is another game mode that probably is the least liked out of all of the game modes in Destiny 2. It's a 4v4 player versus AI game mode where you have to fight as a team to collect these motes that the random ads enemies drop, and you have to deposit them in this machine, and when you deposit them, it sends an enemy over to the other team. And once you've deposited enough of these motes, a boss will spawn. And then you have to kill the boss. And during this time, a portal will open every once in a while that different members can jump over to the enemy side and kill them, which hampers their progression a little bit. And it's a pretty quick game mode. It's normally over in about 10 minutes. But generally speaking, it is one of the most hated game modes. It's just not very fun. It's very repetitive and annoying more than anything. And the last main game mode is Crucible, and that's the PvP game mode for all the sweaty nerds out there. It's not necessarily right up my alley. I'm much more of a PvE enjoyer, but the PvP is alright. It's not the greatest, and it's definitely not for everybody, but if you like more Halo-esque combat, this will be right up your alley. It's got a few game modes. It's got domination, and it's got free for all. It's got a few others, and there are even some events that have special game modes that come out every once in a while, but I don't really fuck with them. Now, as for other game modes, there are plenty more. Just a few notable ones are raids and dungeons, which are more tailored towards endgame players, and they're designed for groups of 3 and 6. And they play very similarly, although the missions are entirely different. And it can be fun if you have a stack of people that like to play the game and like to work together. Now, as for how you play the game, you can play the game as one of 3 different character types: the Titan, the Hunter, and the Warlock. Now, none of them really stand out from the others. It's just the playstyles are completely different. Now, I personally like the Hunter, the more lightweight damage dealer from the back. The Warlock is more of the mage, heals the team, buffs the team, and the Titan is just the dickhead crayon eater that no one actually likes and just kills their teammates with their abilities. We all know someone like that, at least if you have friends that play the game. Now, I used to be a dirty Titan main. I've moved on from my ways. I've read a few books, and I actually went outside a few times, and I stopped eating crayons. So I've moved up from a Titan to a Hunter main. You may hate me for that, but go fuck yourself. But generally, they all play completely different, and different people are going to enjoy a different class than me. Now, as for customization beyond the basic 3 class types, you have subclasses, and they're just elemental damage types with special abilities built in. You've got Solar, Arc, and Void. And there's also Stasis, but not everybody's going to have the DLC that you need to have to get Stasis. Now, as for the weapons and armor, I'm not really going to get into that in this video. There's way too many numbers and bullshit that I don't really have the time to get into right now. I'm sure there are a million videos out there about just the weapons and armor, and I'm not as well informed as most of the other people out there. This video is more of a simple, from a sped person's point of view of the game. That's kind of the way I want to do these videos, so that's what it is. Now, just like any other big game in 2022, this game also has seasons and a battle pass. And to be frank with you, probably has the most useful battle pass that I have ever owned in any game. It drops a lot of very, very good loot, and it saves you a lot of grinding just by spending that $10 to get the battle pass and grind it up, which is one of the fastest battle passes to grind up that I've ever seen as well. Now, as for each season, they come with a whole list of challenges and quests to do, all mostly pertaining to the special game mode that comes with each season, which this season, the Season to Plunder, is very, very boring and repetitive. I hate doing this season stuff. I'm going to be completely honest with you. None of my friends enjoy it. We thought it was cool for the first day or two, but when you have to run the same mission over and over and over again with seemingly no reward back, is not that great. Now, I get most of this game is playing the same thing over and over and over, but normally there's a goal in mind. Whereas with the seasonal stuff, it doesn't really look like there's much to really gain back from it. Now, the last thing I want to touch on are campaigns, and for the most part, they're just an annoyance to get to the end rewards. Most of the DLCs, their campaigns are just wasting your hours away of just doing the repetitive things just to get the loot at the end, and that's the whole game. But just the campaigns are alright. They're nothing special, and if you're really into the lore, I'm sure you really like them. But for the average player, I don't think they really give a shit about lore or anything, so they probably will find it very mundane and not exciting. Now, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. If you enjoyed anything so far, please like and subscribe. It truly means a lot. I may be coming back to this game to make another video. There's a lot I didn't cover that I would love to cover. And after this, I'm going to leave some pretty fucking funny clips that I've gotten in recent days. And yeah, enjoy.
But dude, like, I don't know. A lot of the dudes are like way more chill.
I don't know why, but I expected you to say way more attractive. I don't know why that came through my brain, but it did.
He's the
Oh
name.
god.
The gay one. Baby.
Gotcha.
How are the female specimen though?
The female specimen,
Yeah.
they're all married or fucking ugly as shit.
I mean, what were you expecting people from the military to be? Kind of fine? No.
Maybe low.
Thank you.
I'm sure you could find some nice fellas, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Schlimp's over there. I'm taking notes. Write that down.
Wait, can you repeat that one more time?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that the first time.
Hey Siri, take a note.
So you said to look out for the ass, right?
I mean, I know y'all got little holes in the back.
Wait, whoa, what?
They got this like uniform where it's got like a hole in the back.
What uniform are you fucking?
There's like 2 of them. I'm pretty sure that do that.
They haven't issued me that yet. That would make things way easier.
My God, like the people that play this are. It's a 5-stack. There's a 5-stack on the enemy team.
An Arab shark, don't mind me.
Shank?
Shank, shark, whatever it is.
Okay. It's either shank or shart. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh.
3 times.
Alright, play the
like
cubbies.
fucking- There's more champions.
He's void, so watch out. Watch out.
I wasn't.
We're on the other side?
Yeah, and I couldn't cross. Sorry, I didn't want to just die. Sorry.
What? He just hit me?
Also did.
Whoa. Overload Minotaur.
It sounds like it's probably.
Overload
better
Minotaur
over
on my
here.
body.
Oh, fuck.
And then they hide when I shoot them.
Oh my gosh! I just got fucking jump scared. Oh no. One. Oh, the clutch! The clutch! Oh!
It
Is
is
that-
kind of surprising that Chicken is not gay with the amount of gay jokes
Dude, no,
that he
he
cracks.
is
Like,
gay, bro. He is. You can't like. I mean, it's just impossible. Like, I mean, I make some gay jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be a little gay. I don't know.
I mean, I
I
have
don't
slept
know
with
yet,
a dude.
You know what I'm saying?
And sadly enough, that's not a lie. I literally have.
Christ, bro, you didn't even let me get to my point.
Avery.
And you said something more gay than me basically saying I could be gay. Like, are you fucking serious?
Avery, you know.
Like, Jesus. bro.
Avery,
yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Me and that man have slept together. In the same
Hey, yo.
bed.
Hey, yo.
And it was my parents' fault.
Hey, yo, what?
I was still just a child. He whipped out his Mario toys. His Mario plushies,
Is
man.
Is that code for something? Is that code for something? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean something? I don't understand. I don't follow. His plushies? He was showing you his plushies? Where were they located? Was it, like, in his crotch area? Is that where his plushie was? Where was it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who touched you? Are you okay? Are you good, Chief? Chieftain?
No.
I don't think he's okay. I think somebody touched him and he's reliving it right now. And now he's thinking he might be gay.
Oh,
Beach.
oh, that was actually picture perfect.
Oh yeah, yo, like that was so synchronized.
Oh, and I got exotic. Let's fucking go.
Oh, you got, what'd you get?
Young something or other, Young Thug's gloves or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, you got Young Thug's gloves.
Yeah, Young Akamiki.
I forget what those are called, but those are basically improved trip mines, right? Or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually good because trip mines are good.
Young Al Akbar's spine.
I think it's Ahamkara again.
Yeah, Young Al Akbar's spine.
Yeah, Akbar, yeah.
Now it's the end of the video. It's time for the end of video entertainment section, which is where I go over some thing in entertainment that I've enjoyed this week. Last week it was Cyberpunk Edge Runners. This week it is Summertime Rendering. I am not finished with it. I'm catching up on it right now, but it is a absolute banger. Now, I've not seen the ending, so I don't know how it ends. I don't know if it went to shit. I really don't know. Currently where I'm sitting, it's keeping me on the edge of my seat, and I have a lot of hope for the way it ends. I think they'll land it pretty well, but we'll see. I'm not going to go into spoilers so far, but it is definitely worth your time. It is definitely a very interesting show. Definitely watch to the end of the first episode, at least. That cliffhanger is something else. But that's the entertainment end of video section. If you liked any of this video, please like and subscribe. If you're this far into the video, I don't know how you made it this far without doing one of those two things or both. So please consider. Check out my Instagram and my TikTok on my account. I will let you know there what's going on with the videos and everything, especially on Instagram. TikTok is more promotional, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video, and have a chill day.